Hello, everyone. Just wanted to get on here and do the latest news for ProAm softball. We finished up the year doing great. We crowned our 50s and 60s state champions as well as our new 40s division state champions. As you already know, you could watch these intense games on the YouTube channel, which is ProAm 50 Softball. Okay, we now do two tournaments a month. The first is the first of the month. Usually the first weekend is the 40s, and a couple weeks later we're doing the 50s and 60s. Um, the 40s tournament is a one-day tournament, and we're encouraging the 50s teams, if they want to come play. It's a three-game guarantee. We're only going to charge $200. You may play 4 or 5 or even 6 games. So definitely bring the extra players. 13, 14 players isn't unheard of, even for the 40s that have to play that many games. So we're trying to encourage that. You would be in a D division, which is basically 40 and up, but mostly the 50s teams picking up some 40s players, maybe even trying out some 47-year-olds. Moving forward, we have an A, B, C division. Actually, we have an A and B. We're eventually going to develop the C 40s and up, and then of course the D division will be the 50s teams that come. So there may only be A, B divisions for the 40 and up, and then the D division will have for just the 50s teams that come. Now, if you are with a 50s team, a player, let your coach know that this is available as a second tournament, one-day tournament you can travel to and play all day, and then that'll be done with for you guys. The ProAm Invitational Classic. It's becoming a classic because every year in January we host this invitational, and every year it's bigger and bigger. As you may not know, 2018 January was our first tournament, and we only had 13 teams in our very first tournament when we started 6 years ago. Last year we had 50 teams, and to celebrate that, I did a drawing with a coach out in the field right after a game. He drew the first drawing was for a $500 check. It actually went to Grella Media in Stead. They enjoyed using that to help fund their hobbies of playing softball and pro-am. The next three drawings were for 1 dozen brand new balls that went to 3 different teams, and we plan on doing this every tournament that we hit 50 or more teams. So keep coming back. We keep hitting over 50 teams. We're going to do that check and 3 dozen balls, as well as probably throw in there a free tournament for a team. So our Invitational Classic is awesome. It's on the 21st and 22nd. We're at Greco Softball Complex. Actually, in Tampa, we're also at New Tampa. I believe the 50s A and B division is at Greco, and so are the 60s. We're growing our 60 and 65 divisions, and always welcoming new teams into that division as well. Again, as we grow in teams, we're going to be giving out more and more prizes. I did mention, and I will stick to it, if we hit 65 teams, I plan we'll probably hit 60 or more teams. Probably we hit 60 or more teams, I may do a second $500 check, but definitely if we hit 65 teams, I'm going to do the 2 $500 checks. So, and again, if we stay at 65 or higher, this will be a tradition. I do want to mention, moving into next year, our All-Star game is going to be on the 41-day tournament weekend on a Saturday. We're going to provide a shirt with your last name, maybe your first initial and your last name, your favorite jersey number, and the team that you're representing in the All-Star game. We're going to plan 2 months ahead, make sure we got players that are going to commit to this tournament, because we do this annually once a year in July, just like the major leagues, and we want to keep this tradition going. So that's it. That's the latest news for last year. We closed out great, averaging almost 40 teams a tournament. So we want to average 50 or 60 teams a tournament this year. So keep coming and supporting us. It's basically your tournament association. You're growing it. We just provide the platforms and the venues. So Hope to see you out on the ball field at a Pro-Am tournament soon, and hope to see you at the Pro-Am Invitational coming up in, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. Merry Christmas to everyone, and have a wonderful New Year.